Thanks for staying with us. Forces loyal to Libyan military strongman General Khalifa Haftar say they will enforce a no-fly zone over the main airport in the capital, Tripoli. They say they will target any civilian or military plane using the Mitiga airport. Flights had only just resumed after being suspended following a rocket attack on Wednesday. The UN-backed government say Haftar's forces don't have the capacity to enforce a no-fly zone. However, flights in and out of Mitiga have been suspended. A spokesperson said this was a final warning. General Haftar's forces accused Turkey of using it as a base from which to target them. The Turks give military support to Libya's UN-backed government, which holds Tripoli. For many months, General Haftar has been waging a major offensive aimed at capturing the city. Away from security issues, women from the 774 local government areas of Nigeria are to receive cooking gas from the federal government as it moves to reduce the effects of greenhouse emissions. The Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Pauline Talon, who flagged off the first phase of the project in the state capital, disclosed that the move is also to discourage the use of firewood at the rural areas. Our correspondent, Halima Gayam, has the report.
According to the World Health Organization, emissions from cook stoves kill about 4.3 million people annually through air pollution and indoor smoke inhalation. Perhaps to reduce these statistics, President Muhammadu Buhari directed that 1,000 cooking gas cylinders be distributed to women in each local government area across the nation.
This event today is to create awareness and sensitize the public, particularly women and other stakeholders, on the effects of using firewood for cooking and the health environmental problems associated with it.
The first phase is flagged off in Nasarawa State, providing 3,000 women in the first batch with clean cooking equipment.
The women of the state also, Your Excellency, will be taught basic procedure of gas operations and management. It is our expectation that you will make good use of this gesture and also be worthy examples for other women to emulate in order to promote a healthy environment.
She used to be
Beneficiaries are grateful for being remembered.
As we are going to start stopping using firewood to this gas, we thank the government for bringing change.
We thought they are forgetting about women because of the suffering we have been on since ages. But now, since the government have realized that women are supposed to enjoy what they are supposed to enjoy, so we are grateful.
It is also a moment to exercise President Buhari's pledge to plant 25 million trees in 1 year. The host governor who leads the tree planting exercise calls for action to minimize deforestation and pollution.
It has become necessary to charge the people of Nasarawa State to adopt the use of cooking gas in order to avoid deforestation in the state.
The distribution of the cooking stoves will be in 3 phases and will cover all local government areas. Meanwhile, the local authorities are advised to replicate the planting of trees in their domains to protect the environment.
Now, Somalia's federal authorities and international partners have launched a plan requiring more than $1 billion to provide much-needed humanitarian and to some 3 million Somalis this year. At the launch in the capital, Mogadishu, the United Nations Humanitarian Coordinator for Somalia says the plan should reflect on the nature of the humanitarian crisis that Somalia suffers. Also attending the launch of the $1.03 billion humanitarian response plan for 2020 is Somalia's Minister for Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management.
This plan demonstrated the commitment of the Minister of Humanitarian on behalf of the federal government of Somalia, our coordination partners, UN OCHA, and the international community to the people of Somalia. It's also a clear and positive gesture of the strong and reliable partnership between us, the international humanitarian community, and the government of Somalia.
As we launch this plan, we must reflect on the nature of humanitarian crisis that Somalia continues to suffer. just a couple of months ago, more than 500,000 people were affected by floods that inundated large areas of the country.
Now, as global and continental leaders meet in different parts of the world to discuss solutions to the world's problem, the UN's World Food Programme is seeking more support in dealing with what it describes as a hunger crisis in southern Africa. The body says 45 million people in the 16-nation SADC region are gravely food insecure following repeated droughts, widespread flooding, and economic challenges. A little more than $200 million has been raised so far, but the Deputy Regional Director of the WFP, Southern Africa and Indian Ocean States, Margaret Malu, told Channels Television that so much more is needed, and now, in order to save lives.
We have 45 million people that are food insecure in the South African region. The WFP is assisting 8 million of those, the most vulnerable. Our ask to the world is to step up the support in terms of funding and any other type of support to ensure that these people, the most vulnerable, have food, they don't go to bed hungry. Particularly when you have a crisis like this, it affects first and foremost children and women and families. But that is why we are asking the world out there, not only governments, businesses, and individual persons, to contribute, to come out and support and step up their support. And it has to be now, now, now. Time is running out. Time is running out because right now people don't have enough food. People are missing meals, they're skipping meals, they're selling the little assets. Families are selling the little assets that they have to be able to survive. They're pulling their children out of school because the children cannot be able to stay in school hungry, but also trying to pull the children to do some other activities to survive. Families are going into debt. So a lot of crisis.
So what would you receive that will make a difference?
$300 million is our ask, and that will enable us to reach the goal and support this the ones that are in great need, the ones that are really most vulnerable. 8 million people, $300 million.
Well, that's the program today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Teniola Shubowale. Bye for now.